Una ndoto ya biashara yako kujulikana Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Kongo na dunia nzima? Dadog.com ni tovuti ambayo inawakutanisha wafanyabiashara mbalimbali pamoja na wanunuzi. Unangoja nini? Jiunge leo bure na ufurahie faida ya kutumia Dadog.com. Wahi sasa na ujiunge bure na Dadog.com.
Dadog, transforming lives.
Abapeti abamukulu mwami w'abami, kwa kweli Mungu anabapeti ebyajira sina kasomera abikaramokani oyo Mungu anabapeti ebyajira sina kasomera abikaramokani ya Mungu wefuzi abakana anabahorole milengewe ye Mungu yo ye kamona bagalaganda abaliwa ibagiwe anabahebenyewe ogutebe yobwamiwe oyo tipara bapetiya ebyajira sina kasomera amkalamokani aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike aimeru mushike aimeru mushike aimeru mushike aimeru mushike aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike arabapeti mwami we aimeru mushike yekaruzira milambi achibage peti Israeli we baraka ikire ile nyanja dukula achibage peti yotipe sarara kapatiro mwana okumyaka yage araba peti achibage peti bakongomani we singa rohwire weye arabapeti kumbe aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike we aimeru mushike aimeru mushike aimeru mushike aimeru mushike.
Karibuni wapendwa watazamaji katika kipindi chenu mnachokienzi ukweli wa habari, na hii ni TTM TV Enyanya ikiwatangazieni moja kwa moja kutoka hapa nchini Denmark, na ni mimi wenu wa kila siku mnayemwenzi Elijah. Kama tunavyoona hapa, tunataka kuzungumza kidogo leo juu ya kufuatilia maono yako kwa njia ya kuifuatilia ndoto ya kwako au star, nyota ya kwako. How to remain focused by following your star. Yes, we continue waiting for human beings to come. Go to the door.
C'était Dadog, reçoit tout le monde, petit, moyen et grand, comme ça et autres. Dadog facilite et ini, les vendre et l'acheter. Dadog, combat la pauvreté. Dadog, toujours kolekisa tango pamba te na barezo sosio oyo tosala yango po tozwa mosala dadorge ezopesa fasilite ya kozwa mosala totika badistraction tokotana dadore bajene kolekisa tango pamba te na barezo sosio oyo tosala yango po tozwa mosala dadorge ezopesa fasilite ya kozwa mosala totika badistraction tokotana dadore soki ozana hotel to restaurant babotiki nyonso ya sapologie bamezo ya vente ya mituka na oyo ya telefone bavente ya elektro na tengeri alimentation parcelle na bilanga bamezo ya kolue na oyo ya koteka
All right. We want to talk today about how to remain focused by following your star. I want to give you some few facts here about how to remain focused. And I want to talk about a star. A star here, I know everyone knows about the stars in the air, stars. When somebody is successful, we call them a star. When somebody is renowned, we call them stars. And so everyone has got a star. That's the first principle. And the second one, you must see it first. You must see your own star first, you know. It doesn't matter that the people tell you that you have a star. It is one thing being told that you've got a star, but it is another one that you know that you have that star. So truth number one, everyone has got a star. That is the reality. When we read the scriptures, when you read from the different books of the Bible, for example, when you read in the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 1 to 21, you read there about the birth of Jesus Christ, and what you realize there is that those wise men from the east, they didn't saw Jesus, but all they saw a star, that he was born. They realized, they knew that he was born because of seeing his star. Number two, you will see that a person named Abraham, when he was complaining to God and asking God why God could say that he has blessed him while he didn't have any child, God told him to go outside and looked in the heavens, and he asked him, what do you see? And he saw the stars, and he told him to count those stars, and he was counting them. And because he was unable to count them, he was told that your descendant will be as many as those stars that you are not able to count, which means that every human being is a star in his own right. Every human being is born with his own or her own star. You know, when you read again in the book of Genesis chapter 37 and verse 9, you see Joseph having that dream, and he saw the sun, the moon, and 11 other stars coming and bowing down before him or before his star. So which means that all these scriptures, what they are telling us is that everyone has got a star, and that's what brings us to our first truth, to say that everyone has got his own star. Number two is that number two about the star is that you've got to see that star first. That's why God told Abraham from the time he was complaining that why God could tell him that he is a star, that he is going to bless him while he didn't have any child. God took him outside before he could get the children physically, because before he could produce the children, he had to see them. The way of seeing them was to see those stars in the air, in the heavens, you know. So you must see it. And Joseph, before he became who he became, he had to see first his star and the stars of his brothers, and seeing that his star was not any other star, but it was a superstar. And number 3 about this was that when you know that you have a star, when you see that star, then you have the right of following that star. Now, this star can be anything, you know. Following your star can be following that dream that God has put into your heart. You know, when I talk about vision, I talk about the reason why you and I exist. You know, we exist for a purpose. We exist for a reason. We exist because God wants us to achieve something in life. And so it could be a business that you want to start. It could be a book that you want to write. It could be that venture that you wanted to start. It could be that person that you want to marry. It could be another person that you want to enter into a partnership with. It could be service to your country, service to your people, service to your race, service to your company, you know. It could be also following your dream of education, for example, following your passion of helping other people. It could be submitting to someone's leadership, you know, because there are people who are born to lead and there are others who are born to support the vision of others. And until we understand this, they don't want to be able to do so. And some other people, they flourish, they continue, they do well when they are serving other people, you know. Could be a vision of empowering other human beings, you know. Everyone, as I said, has got a star, which leads us to say that people who admire you, they don't admire you because of who you are, because of the nice face that you have, because of the good suit that you have, but people will always support you. People will always follow you. People will always do what they do for you because they can see that you have a star. You know, those who will attack your star. Those who will support you will support your star. And sometimes when we see people attacking us, we don't understand that they are perhaps jealous, or they have been able to see even what we haven't seen in ourselves in the first place. Some other people can see the potential in you. They can see the potential in me. They can see where I'm heading. And so these people will do everything they can to either support you or to either destroy you. This is one reality that when you have a dream, when you have a vision, when you have a star, that star will attract equally those people who love you. It will also attract those people who hate you equally in equal measure. So it's up to you to be able to know that all the people who come around you do not love you. All the people who come around you, they don't come because they love you. They come either because they want to gain something from that star, from that vision, because a vision is not a vision until it's able to impact other people's lives. You know, I was watching how the euphoria of people, how people flood the roads of Tanzania when the former president of Tanzania, the late John Pombe Magufuli, died. And even when President Obama was sworn in the United States of America, how people around the world were happy because in most cases, different people around the world saw some hope in Obama, for example, because when Obama became president, you can remember that was the time when America had hostility in other countries. They have just finished a war they were just in a war in Afghanistan, in a war in Iraq, you know, and there have been this bombing in Kenya, bombing I think in Tanzania, and there was this anti-American kind of spirit around the world. Now the coming in of Obama and the way he was presented as an American, as with an African father, having been having some kind of background in the Islamic religion. That's the name of Barack Hussein Obama. So he was like representing hope for everyone, you know. And this, because of that vision, he had even that speech, the first speech that he had during the convention of the Democrats in America in 2004, I think. It made people see themselves in him. People had hope in Obama. Whether he delivered or didn't deliver, that's a story altogether. But people will always follow you. People will always admire you unconditionally because of the vision, because of your star. When they see that star, see, for example, the football players, when like Messi, like so many people will even buy T-shirts even though when they don't know, they don't need them, simply because it has the name of a star that they love, that they prefer, that they support, you see. And so when you know you are star, when you follow your star, other people will follow you, but enemies also will try to hinder that your development or that you are star. Only people who recognize their star can support other people's star. Yes, there are people who are in this life and don't know their star. What is it? You know? And their business is only to try and stop any other persons who has a vision or who has a star, or who is showing some tendency of going up, you know. But you need first to see and recognize your star so that you are able to appreciate other people's stars, you know. And some people are busy chasing other people's stars instead of trying to nurture their own. Those who can't see their stars pass all their time trying to stop the stars of others, as I just said. So because of this, I'm saying that when you read the book of we started by reading the book of Matthew chapter 2 verse 1 to 21. When you read those scriptures, verse 2, I think, of the book of Matthew, these wise men from the east, as the Bible calls them, this is what they had to say. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem, Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." You see, we saw his star. Sometimes people will see your star even before yourself you are able to see it. You see? And so they say they saw his star. And that's why they knew he was a king. So your star determines who you are or who you will be. And that's why I'm saying that it doesn't matter how small you are, it doesn't matter what village you are born in, it doesn't matter what family you are born in. If you have a star and pursue that star, other people who have seen that star in you will make it possible. Of course, there will be other people who will try and make it to fail, but you need, and that's why you don't have to bring everybody on board. You don't have to please everyone, and that's the very dangerous game. These people, as they were walking, they wanted to follow that star because they have seen this star. These wise people of the east, as they are called in the Bible, as they were going, at a certain point they lost the star, and then they went around trying to ask where they if there is anyone who knows about a king who was born somewhere. And there we can read in verse 3 that King Herod had this. He said, he was disturbed and all the Jews with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. And he was told, in Bethlehem of Judea. For this is what the prophet has written. O Bethlehem, you Bethlehem in the land of Judea, are by no means least among the least of the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people, Then Herod called those magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too go and worship him." You see, these are people who hear about you, who see your future, who see where God is taking you. And these people, like this king Herod, sent people to go and find out where Jesus was born. So the issue here was not that he wanted to worship, and these people, though they had their own mission, but unfortunately they have been given a different mission altogether. There are people who will be around you, but these people, their mission is not to support you. Their mission instead is to try and make sure that you don't succeed in whatever you're doing. And so likely these people, they took the message, but they didn't deliver it. In fact, they went and helped the parents of Jesus to inform them that there is this guy who has a plan, an evil plan against the baby, that he wants to kill the star. He wants to kill the child. He wants to kill Jesus. And this, as I said earlier, we need to be very, very, very careful to follow, to the people who follow us, like this man Herod did. He sent people, but he was not in a business of supporting this newborn baby. He was just suffering from an inferiority complex because he didn't have his vision working rightly. And so he was busy trying to quench any other person who would come up with another vision or another dream. So there are people like this in this world who are busy trying to see if they can destroy any person who they think has a vision for their lives or want to do something to help other people. Be careful as you follow your star to differentiate the good followers and the enemies. Some of the people around you are nothing else but spies. So as I am talking about this, so I know that some of us, we don't really get this, that we are stars in our own right. And as we are stars in our own right, it's our business then to know who we are, where we are going. And I always want to talk about GPS, for example. Those of us, if you know where you're going, you put your GPS, you take the address on your GPS, and you tell the GPS to bring you, to take you there. It might be very far. Sometimes you must lose your way. It doesn't matter how you, sometimes the GPS also get lost to some extent. But even when it has gotten lost, driving the wrong way, somehow, somewhere, it will just find the way and will get to reach there. That's very important to know that even when things are not as rosy, as easy, as quick as we would want them to be, you need to follow your dream because you are a star in your own way. God bless you. Bye.